Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Want to turbocharge your performance and recovery? Well, here are 8 supplements that will help. These are what I use, some for many years, and a couple I've been trying more recently. If you have any questions or other supplements that you use, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. But first up, supplements for performance. Who doesn't like to perform at their best, be it in racing or training? Here's what I take to help. We all know the impact a bit of caffeine can have, be it from coffee or Red Bull. Some of us just need it to function in the morning. Caffeine is a stimulant. It makes us feel alert, reduces the feeling of tiredness, and increases the effect of adrenaline. Studies have shown that it boosts endurance performance and reduces perception of effort and pain, helping us hit those PBs. It's cheap and available pretty much anywhere in different forms. If you want to boost the effect of caffeine, simply abstain for about a week before an event. I found its benefits to be wide-ranging, from a performance boost in time trialling and road racing, through to the ability to stay awake for much longer during long distance and ultra cycling events. One of my favourite ways to take it is through caffeinated chewing gum. Each one has 100 milligrams, about the same as a cup of coffee, but the absorption rate is much quicker. It's also much easier to carry on the bike than a cup of coffee or cup of tea, and helps clean and freshen your breath a little too. Overdosing on caffeine can be very bad and even deadly, but before you get there you'll probably end up with a really bad stomach. Other than the inability to sleep, an upset stomach is probably one of the main side effects of taking a little too much caffeine. This is one I'll keep using in all my events to enhance my performance and in those early morning training sessions. Next up, creatine, which is cheap, heavily studied, and safe to take. In simple terms, creatine helps produce explosive energy in our muscles. Creatine is stored in our muscles, and taking a supplement can help to boost these stores, extending the availability of this energy source. There's so much information out there on creatine, but some of the main benefits include increase in power in short anaerobic activity such as sprinting, increase time to exhaustion, help build those muscles, improve memory and brain function, and could even help prevent diseases such as Alzheimer's. I've taken creatine in the past, but started taking it again at the end of 2023 to support some strength and conditioning work that I've been doing in the gym. The main source of creatine is meat, and mainly being vegetarian, I have an additional reason to take creatine. Studies have shown that creatine can have an even bigger impact on those who lead a vegetarian or vegan diet. I take 5 grams daily, and I have found I've been able to put out more power in those hard, short efforts. However, I can't be certain if that's just the creatine, the gym work I've been doing, or a combination of both. The main side effects include the potential for an upset stomach if you take too much. The other potential side effect is a bit of weight gain because your muscles tend to hold more water. Since I've started taking it, I've maybe put on a kilo or 2, but again, I don't know if that's the creatine, the gym work, or I've just eaten too much cake. There were some disproved claims that creatine can cause hair loss. As you can see, I've still got mine. I'll be continuing to take creatine, not least because of my mainly vegetarian diet. Now here's an interesting one I've been trying. Ketones. They come in this box, and 1 serving is provided in each of these bottles. In recent years, there's been a lot of hype about ketones, with rumours about them being secretly used by World Tour teams. The secrecy's finally lifted, and there are now teams such as Quickstep and Visma Lease Bike who are sponsored by ketone companies. But what do ketones do? Ketones are produced by the body as an energy source if we stop eating carbohydrates or follow a keto diet. But we know carbohydrates are essential to performance in endurance sport. So taking ketones can provide an additional source of energy to support your training and performance. Ketone IQ claim that ketones provide a stable energy source, help you stay focused, support recovery, and tame hunger pangs. I've been taking ketones daily, but it's a bit too early to say what impact they've had so far. Taken with some caffeine, I've noticed a pretty big buzz and kick in some of my high intensity training sessions. But the main thing I'm interested in is their ability to provide energy to the brain. I want to explore this in ultra events and ultra racing as a potential alternative source or in combination with caffeine when you're riding late into the night. The main downside so far is the taste, but I have got used to it now. I've taken it quite a few times, and the cost. But I'll reserve my final judgment after I've taken them for a little while longer. After all that training and racing, sufficient recovery is needed to lock in those gains, and this is what I've been taking to help. Magnesium is one of the key minerals we need for our bodies to function, including the contraction of muscles. Magnesium levels can be impacted by exercise, being sweated out similar to other electrolytes. I was looking for something to boost my recovery and sleep and came across Pillar Performance's Triple Magnesium, which I've now been taking for a couple of months. Pillar claim that this supplement helps promote sleep supports muscle health and recovery, and reduces muscle cramps. You take triple magnesium about an hour before bed, and the biggest impact I've noticed is a much better quality sleep. It doesn't knock you out, but you wake up feeling a lot more refreshed. This is particularly noticeable after an evening effort, such as a time trial or a Zwift race, where I really struggle to sleep. I've not seen any downsides other than on my wallet because it is quite expensive, but if it helps me sleep better, which after all is the best way to recover, I'll continue taking it for the time being. You can get a discount code through a number of different podcasts, including The Nero Show, if you give them a listen. Time to get bulky! As most of us know, protein is an essential macronutrient and key to building and maintaining muscle and for recovery. As a cyclist who's training, you should be aiming to have about 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day. But that should be spread over the course of a day, as your body can only process so much protein in one go. Eating enough protein can be quite challenging, especially if you're vegetarian or vegan. This is where protein supplements come in very handy, particularly if you're on the go or you want a continuous source of protein throughout the day. I take both whey and casein protein, usually taking the whey directly after exercise because it has a faster absorption rate, and the casein protein in the afternoon or evening, as it takes longer for the body to digest, drip feeding those muscles with protein for a longer time period. As you saw, I take it in powder form, but also bars and snacks, which are very handy if you're on a long drive somewhere or out and about. Protein definitely helps with my recovery, but also hunger pangs after those long, intense sessions on the bike. In terms of downsides, I've only really experienced any if I take too much protein in a short period of time. Otherwise, it's something I'll continue to take in the long term, particularly as my diet is quite low in meat. A good place to start for all your protein needs is somewhere like My Protein or the Food Circle supermarket, where you can pick up some really good bargains. As well as taking supplements to boost my training and performance, I take several other supplements to help with my general health and well-being. Vitamin D deficiency is common in many people, especially in places such as the UK, where we don't get a huge amount of exposure to sunlight. Even on the most sunniest days we get. That all-important sunblock can inhibit production. It's vital to bone health and bone density, maintaining muscle and your metabolism. I take these soft gels daily, not for any specific performance gain, but for my general all-round health and well-being, which ultimately supports my training and racing endeavours. I imagine it's something I'll carry on taking for the rest of my life and will become even more important as I get older. Iron is essential for the production of red blood cells, the ones that carry oxygen around our body and to our muscles. It's also important to the functioning of the immune system. A lack of iron can make you feel weak and fatigued and can make you more likely to get ill, all impacting on your ability to train, race and ride. A big source of iron comes from eating red meat or liver. Being a part-time vegetarian, I take an iron supplement daily, just seeking to avoid the issue of being deficient. Taking it with a source of vitamin C such as orange juice can also help absorption. But if you want to understand if you're deficient in iron, the only real way to do it is with a series of blood tests. The benefits of cod liver oil and the omega-3 fatty acids it contains are wide-ranging, including for our eyes, heart and joints. Clues in the name, but a major source of this fatty acid is oily fish. And again, because I have a low intake of fish, I take this supplement. I can't tell you if it's had any noticeable impact on my health, but I'd rather take it and avoid having some sort of long-term issue that I have to deal with later down the line. So there you go, 8 supplements I take to support my performance, recovery and general well-being both on and off the bike. There are links in the description below to some of the products I use. I'm always keen to learn more about supplements that could support my cycling and training, so if you've got any suggestions, please drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I hope this has been helpful to you and thank you for watching.